Hello there, and welcome back. So, today I'm going to be trying a new one to the Tecate range. It's called Titanium. When I say range, I mean, how can you call two beers a range? I mean, you have Tecate Rojo, the original, which is about 4.5%, and Tecate Light in the blue can, which is about 3.5%. In terms of beer, I prefer water to light beer. On the can, it says the Titanium is a limited edition. I don't know why it disappeared, because it was available something like 10 or more years ago. I do remember it being introduced because I was told all about it by a student that I used to teach in the brewery's distribution centre. Lovely guy called Martin. I used to travel to the lovely town of Santiago to teach him. I don't know why I used to like teaching him. Maybe it was because he would always give me a couple of cases of beer to be getting home with. And one such case was a case of, I think it was 24 cans of Titanium. I can't remember what it tasted like, to be honest. He would also give me a 24 case of Bohemia as well, because he knew that I hated light beer. Actually, I don't know why they've reintroduced this. I don't know if it's going to be a permanent member of the Tecate range. Would be nice to know. I think it's around 5.2% alcohol. So not that strong. It's only marginally higher than the original, the Rojo. But let's see how it is, shall we? So, here's the can. That's actually quite a nice design of can, actually. To the other side, the red Tecate label. Why is it called Titanium? Why not the Spanish Titanio? I don't know. Maybe it's going to be sold in the US market as well. I wish I was wrong. It's a 5.5%. Why titanium? Maybe it's strong yet light, as in the metal. And as it says on the other side, it's a limited edition, and it says, Volvimos por ti. We've returned for you. So I'm using a Bohemia glass, seeing as it's a beer from the same brewery that makes this wonderful beer that's one of my favourites. Let's open the can, shall we? A nice sound. No great fizz. Here we go. Okay. Well, that's a good head on the beer. Sorry, the glass overflowed a tiny bit there. Do apologise for the little discrepancy. But in terms of colour, it's a nice colour. It's a lovely column of bubbles heading up from the bottom to the top. You don't get this with normal Tecate. I've certainly not seen it. You pour normal Tecate into the glass. That's it. There's nothing else happens. It's quite lovely, relaxing column of bubbles, actually. It's a little more golden in colour than normal Tecate. Tecate Rojo is a very Pilsner-ish, Pilsner-esque kind of beer. Okay, how is the aroma? Would you get more in this shape of glass? Oh, it's a much richer flavour. Actually, it actually has flavour. The average Tecate just seems to lack a kind of flavour. Why do I buy it? Anyway. In terms of aroma, there's not really much there. You don't get a hoppiness. Although in terms of flavour, you get a nice dryness with a little sweetness along the side. It's a much sweeter tasting beer than normal Tecate. And it is a good flavour in the mouth. When you suck in your cheeks, as you do when tasting anything, a fine wine or any wine, and beers, to get the most out of it. This beer does give a lovely mouthfeel. It's a shame you don't really get a great aroma from this beer, but that seems to be the case in many of the beers from the big two from Cerveceria, Heineken Mexico and Modelo. They don't seem to add in the kind of aroma that you get with many of the independent beers, like with Calavera, Minerva, Colima, and Rey, and those others from around Mexico. But it's decent enough. It's decent enough. It seems to have a little more strength than the standard variety of Tecate. I'm not sure if this aftertaste, this kind of sweetness, dryness, is something that Regios didn't enjoy. Maybe that's why the beer disappeared from view. But it's nice that they're trying to bring it back. It is nice. I don't really think Regios would really go for it, to be honest. It's nice. It is a nice change to the average Tecate that I tend to get on a Friday night. But the more you taste it, the least I'm kind of enjoying the flavour, to be honest. Yeah. Should they have brought it back? No, I don't think so. I'm sure when I had it originally, it did taste much better. I don't know what they've done to it. No. Not really a beer to write home about, that's what I would say. Would I buy another can? No, I don't think I would. What would I give it out of 10? I don't know. It's not a bad beer. but then again, it's not an excellent beer. So it kind of is between those 2 points. Maybe I'd give it a 6. Yeah, probably a 6. In general, I would say a normal Tecate beats this, even though this is fuller in flavour. It's not the nicest of flavours that I've had from a beer. No. Yeah, there's this aftertaste that you don't really get with Tecate. Mind you, you don't really get much flavour with Tecate in general. It's just kind of cold and wet, and serves you with a certain amount of alcohol. No, this would not be on my list of great beers. No. But it was nice to try. Nice to see it back, even though it was a limited edition run. But I think I'll stick to the normal Tecate, to be honest. So, to sum up, I said I'd give it a 6, but I would say a normal Tecate is a 5.5. This is a little above, but although a little more in terms of flavour, I wouldn't put it above Tecate. I would kind of put the general red above it. Where I would put the blue, the light, is probably way down below that in 4. But yeah, so that's what I would say about the beer. It's a kind of meh. That's how I would really describe it. So, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and click on the bell wherever they happen to be along the bottom. I appreciate this kind of thing. Always nice to have people like and subscribe to your channel. So, thank you very much, everybody. Bye for now.